Okay, what is temperature? How does temperature work? Temperature is a scale that compares how fast molecules of heat are moving. When a substance is heated, the temperature rises because heat makes its molecules move faster. This is true of water, toast, soap, or an electric wire. There are two major scales for measuring temperature. The Fahrenheit scale has 32 degrees Fahrenheit as the freezing point of water. It sets 212 degrees Fahrenheit as the boiling point of water. And a reading of 0 degrees Fahrenheit is the freezing point of a water and salt mixture. The inventor of this scale and the first closed tube mercury thermometer was Daniel Fahrenheit. He did this in 1713. Galileo is credited with inventing the first working thermometer in 1592. The Celsius scale measures heat on a scale using 0 degrees Celsius for the freezing point of water. It has 100 degrees Celsius for the boiling point of water. Anders Celsius, a Swiss astronomer, invented the scale in 1742. He first had 0 as the boiling point and 100 as the freezing point. A famous Swedish biologist named Carolus Linnaeus switched the scale to what is now in use. The Celsius thermometer is commonly used in most of the world, with the exception of the United States and a few smaller countries. Scientists use the Celsius scale for ordinary work. However, in 1842, Lord William Thomson Kelvin developed the scale most preferred by scientists. In the Kelvin scale, water boils at 373.2 degrees. It freezes at 273.2 degrees and records absolute zero at 0 degrees. The lowest possible temperature is called absolute zero. However, absolute zero can never actually be achieved. It is a theory based on no movement by molecules at all and no pressure on molecules in a gas. Absolute zero on the Fahrenheit scale is negative 459.7 degrees Fahrenheit. Nothing could live at that temperature. Okay, so you're going to answer the following questions. What is the equal reading on the Celsius scale for 212 degrees Fahrenheit? You're going to take, sorry, I forget when we're on the, when I have it enlarged, you can't see it. So you're going to take these smiley faces and move them to whatever your answer is, okay? And then just leave it so that I can grade it still. We have one more thing to read about, which is heat. I'll read this to you as well. Heat is combined energy created by moving molecules. When you hold your hand above a stove or any source of heat, the warmth you feel is the movement of billions of fast-moving molecules. The molecules above a cold fireplace, on the other hand, have not been set in motion. Heat radiates from its source, such as a fireplace, and heats up the area near the source. Heat moves in 3 different ways. Radiation is the spread of heat as rays that are invisible waves. There is no direct contact with the source. Convection is another method of heat movement. This occurs when warm air rises through cooler air. The air becomes less dense as it expands, and it is lighter than the cool air surrounding the warmer air. A hot air balloon works because of convection. The warm air rises and lifts the balloon through the colder air. Conduction is the movement of heat from hot materials to cold ones. The moving molecules of warm air crash into the colder molecules, excite them, and start them moving into other cold molecules. This is why some parts of a room are warmer than others when you first start a stove or furnace. The best conductors of heat are metals such as copper and iron. Feel the metal buttons on a piece of clothing when you are sitting next to a hot stove or fireplace. They will be much hotter than the cloth. Insulators are materials that conduct heat more slowly. They retain the heat and keep things warm. Wood, wool, and water are good insulators. Okay, so based on what I just read to you, and you're going to read on your own, Here's the questions I want you to answer. Number 1, name the 3 ways that heat moves. Number 2, what is the term for the combined energy created by moving molecules? Number 3, what is the movement of heat and hot materials to cold ones called? And number 4, what is the spread of heat as waves of invisible rays called? You put your answers right into the rectangles. Number 5, what is the movement of warmer air through cooler air called? Number 6, what form of movement of heat is demonstrated by a burning fire in a fireplace? And number 7, what form of movement is demonstrated by a hot air balloon? If you like my channel, please subscribe.